how it failed.
Yeah, besides this, and also I want to say Taobao is very cheap. So I don't know if you're already attractive, so if you want to use Taobao, you can contact with me. I can tell you the detail. And also, besides all of this, and let's dig out more about why eBay failed. The first is the external advertisement. Actually, I think eBay also knows something about China. So they are very rich, so they are more like a big elephant. They have enough money to do the advertisement. So they did the first decision is to force out Taobao. So they buy the advertisement right within double price with Wangyi and Sina and Sohu and Tom, their own website, is already above about 50% of all Chinese website resource. So that means they want to forbidden people to see Taobao's name. But Taobao now at that time is very small. They are more like a small wolf. They are eager. They want to grow up, but they don't have enough money. So they use another strategy. They avoid the face-to-face fighting. So they just to align with some small and middle levels website to persuade them to post some advertisement. And also they did a very clever thing is to do the advertisement at the subway, bus station, and even the street. You know, at 10 years ago, there are not so many Chinese use web. So this way, attract more people to become use website. So this is a very clever strategy. And also, eBay, why they know Chinese? Because maybe they also know every Chinese will watch the Chinese Spring Festival Gala. So it's very famous. So they put a very expensive price to buy the advertisement time. But finally, Taobao still win. Because why? They use some hot topics. They also create some very cute words, even in the Taobao chatting. So this is more attractive. And so from here, I think Taobao is a little bit better. And also one of the internal, we can see the organization. Because eBay is a very global, worldwide company. So when they enter the China, they don't, maybe they think Chinese is still not mature. So they want to coach to tell the team how to grow up. So they manage a lot of things. But finally, that leads the Chinese managers don't have enough power to change the website design. And also the Chinese manager, they also reported a long time ago said we have to cancel the seller commission fee. But the central team, they rejected. So this, and also they have a very long process. So this is slow feedback. Also leads some complaints from the customers. In Chinese, we have old says it's about do not if you suspect some people, don't hide them. Once you hide them, trust them. So this is very important. And also for Taobao, they did this. Taobao is more like the king of the monkey, Sun Wukong. He's nothing. He's poor, so he's fearless. He dare to take any risk to try if he thinks this is right. So Taobao, they make many their decision and faster feedback. So this is from the internal organization. It's also very good. And so now let's Li Geng to give us master level's conclusion. Thank you.
Thank you for my group mates, and their speech was so fantastic, and I even don't know how to do the conclusion, but I should do it. Okay. This is the key facts to winning in China, and I just want to say China is too big. We can see Chinese from the north to the south is 5,200 kilometers, and from the west to east is 5,500 kilometers. So China is too large and too huge. There are so many areas in China, and we can see every different area in China have different culture, and the cultural differences influences a lot from business model, marketing demand, local government policy, and that's a very key point for China, especially. Shopping behavior and traditional communication habit. All this is very important for the company, especially the foreign company, to win in China. And then I want to do some short experiment for the e-commerce. E-commerce is a very rapid developing business, not only in China but globally. Especially a very rapid developing business in a very rapid developing market. This is e-commerce in China. Too rapid. And we can see market share, trust, and brand power is necessary in e-commerce in China. And for the quick response and flexible adjustment is important for e-commerce, such a fast-growing economic market. Market situation is changing every day, and all companies should follow these changes and adjust there immediately. And localization is another old topic. China is growing, and the Chinese market is also still developing. Maybe several years ago, some foreign companies made some troubles in China, but the business situation is being improved every day in China, I think. Everyone should keep developing eyesight on Chinese market. Expect localization, the traditional cultural understanding is also a difficult point for the foreigners. 5,000 years ago, Chinese people think they are the center of the world, even 2,000 years ago. And all the Chinese people experienced feudal society, Second World War, which Chinese people prefer to call anti-Japanese war. I think they are going to do here. Revolution War, great leap forward, the great cultural revolution, the reform and open up, and now the Great China Regeneration. Another name, we call it a lost Chinese dream. And today, the Chinese traditional culture is such strong, and the Chinese nation is such strong. Every company wants to win in China should respect Chinese culture, especially the traditional culture, because maybe it's hard to change. And we also have a city in China. That's what we can see. No one can beat Chinese people, but Chinese people. Thank you.
Questions?
Somewhat, because when eBay into China market is different with another the foreign companies. eBay is not to open a new company in China. It's about in 1999. There is a company, internet company in Shanghai. It's called Each. This company started e-business on the internet. It's about 5 to 6 years before the Alibaba, and about 3 or 4 years later, the eBay come in China and they invest money into the each company, and as well as to about 1 or 2 years later, eBay invest more money into this local company and took over the full management team and the power from the original each company. Some people believe that because of the eBay cannot manage this company in China to compete with like Alibaba or other internet company because of their local management team. They have some argument with their headquarters in US are not related to some the business marketing standpoint. How do you think about the eBay to manage or arrange the local company to but finally they fail in this marketing area?
So, which is the question? Because they made a mistake that they stick with their. So, okay. The question is, eBay acquired interest in EachNet, so they should also have adapt it to their management and adapt it to Chinese culture, but they didn't. Because actually they rely on their stronger Western traditions, and they didn't understand that it was important to listen to the management of the Chinese managers, and because they thought they had enough power, but actually the situation just turned around, and Alibaba, which instead acted in local interest, in local consumer interest, then had the best position in the market.
Just a comparison between, what I mean is our presentation is just a comparison between Alibaba and eBay. If we were interested in Ichi and Alibaba, we should maybe do some research on the two Chinese local companies.
No, because you are talking about the kind of different, why eBay failed in China. If you just tell me how eBay runs business, so I will forgot the each company. But you are just talking about how eBay to run and manage this company in China. The reality is in China, eBay is just acquired another company.
Okay, maybe I already get your point. You mean not eBay failed, but Ichi failed during the co-work with eBay. Here we just, we use eBay, but actually, of course, we obviously point to Ichi because eBay they bought this company and co-work together. And now they still continue the work, but they transfer from C to C to the B2B. And maybe we can extend it more. But because now we focus on the cultural difference, so we want to emphasize that eBay is an American company. And actually, when even they co-op together, they also use the American method to manage the company. So, thank you.
Question. So I have a question about, in fact, do any one of you have set up shop in Taobao?
Yeah,
Yeah.
plus
So why?
cheap.
Cheap. If you go back to 2005, and in that time, you set up a shop in Taobao is free of charge, but it's charged in eBay. So that is why eBay lose the Chinese market. So can you do any explain about why the crucial difference behind these two strategies? Have you ever think about it? I think this is the major reason why eBay lose the market.
We already researched.
Really?
We pointed out this because this strategy difference, and you can see, and also Chinese people prefer to show me freely. If I feel well, I will continue to use it no matter the price. But Americans they said no free lunch. If you want to try, you have to pay money in advance. So we already pointed this point.
But actually now it's not free lunch now, because now actually this free of charge is only for 3 years. After 3 years, our charge very expensive things which is finished in Taobao. So how eBay is strategy for that, and can you explain more? Because actually at the very beginning, eBay or internet is #1 in that market, but you may argue that it's just the first 3 years for you. After that, how about they charge a lot?
Actually, we have another PPT. It's about the business model. Maybe we can explain this.
I think you are right.
And
It was just critical at the beginning. You don't charge anything because the consumers were not so familiar with online shopping and were wary of scams, So after you have a position in the market, you can carefully charge fees. I think just at the beginning you have to be that sensitive with the consumers and don't charge anything.
you're starting from development. When eBay in China acquired internet, that's at that time considered #1 in the market.
Yeah. There was like no one in the market. I mean, at the beginning it was quite easy to set up the online business, but then they had a big competitor with Alibaba.
From all over the world,
It was just because Alibaba was aware of the Chinese culture and were more sensitive about the culture. They were really adopting themselves to China. eBay were just using the Western culture, and the Chinese, of course, didn't accept that.
Here, I want to say the normal Taobao, because at that point, the eBay still not have really customer sticky. So Taobao is very clever. They use the strategy free first, and then many people go to Taobao. And when they already forms the habit to buy the cargo on the Taobao, and even after 5 years later, Taobao started, and very carefully they set another is Tianmao sub website. Only this website is charged, but most of Taobao is still free. So this is also very careful to charge the customer, to avoid the customer lose. But now in China, Taobao, many people already have the habit to shopping here. So I think temporarily have to say Taobao is successful. But who knows, maybe another company will. So this is business.
Actually, they also talk about eBay return in China, so it's still an open topic. We don't know what will happen.
Thank you. Well,
Another question.
last question.
I think there's no company that didn't study the Chinese culture before they enter the Chinese market, right? As you said, the Chinese people think that they are in the center of the world, right? Shengguo means that they're
500 years ago.
middle country, right? But in the previous terms of the presentation, they said that the general the Chinese consumers' behavior is that they want to try new things continuously, right? And what do you think about the irony? But if some company do not completely localize their products and the brand image, the Chinese do not choose that, do not want to try their products and services. How can you explain that?
2 points. The first point is Chinese is a very traditional country. The traditional culture in China is very strong. And another thing is, just as you talked, Chinese people want to get some new things from outside. I also read China market is also a very developing market. No one knows tomorrow what will happen. If I know, I'm married. But I don't know. Yeah, every day is changing, especially in e-commerce. Every day changes. Today, don't know what will happen tomorrow. If I know, I will get money. I think if I know what will happen tomorrow, maybe I can get some money or business opportunity from it. But you see, in China, it's developing every day.
So actually, I was talking about the openness to the new things from other countries. So if you always say that the foreign companies and people should respect the Chinese culture. Like that, Chinese also can respect other cultures came from outside, right? So you can accept the product and service as it is.
But I think they are coming to your country, so they have to respect you at the beginning. And
Do you really think they're so open to new things?
I mean,
It's from the survey, right? The research is
of course you want to try something different and you're curious about it at the beginning, but when you realize that it's so different, like in every point we outlined, then you go back to your tradition and using your traditional items, I think. Because I think it was just too different, you know. You have to
This is a very good conversation for a beer after class.
Yeah.
Because we really are interested in this, and I want to thank you very much for a good subject. And I want to move on.
That's good.
Okay, we'll take the next group, and while they're setting up, I want to share something that relates to this exact conversation. A couple of days ago, I went to my elevator in my building, and there was a big poster with a bunch of almost naked guys for Yihaodian. And if you ride the subway the way I do, you'll see signs all over the subway for Yihaodian of these young, handsome guys with their clothes about half off. Now, Yihaodian is a e-marketing company, and they're following the same strategy of using media in the subway to get market share. It's fascinating. In this case, they know that the majority of people that buy their products are ladies in apartments all over Shanghai. And so they put up these handsome guys that make the delivery.
Okay, good evening. So we are group number 7, and we are basically going to look at one specific case, which looks at McDonald's, a typical American company, and how they were successfully able to manage cultural differences to be able to enter a new market of potentially over 1 billion customers. Okay, so a quick way of how we're going to do that. We're going to quickly look at the history of McDonald's and how they started to expand. And then basically, why would McDonald's even want to choose India as their next place of expansion? And then we're going to look a quick bit at the Indian eating culture and what made it different than some of the other places that McDonald's was in, how they prepared for this expansion, and then how it ended up being so successful.
I will make a brief summary about the history of McDonald's. We know the food is a very key part in the cultural difference. McDonald's is very famous, is a global leader in the food industry, and there are many slogans. There one slogan, "I'm loving it," and Big Mac. So we knew it's their business also is very successful. What about their history? McDonald's, they founded in Illinois in 1940s in the US. But before 70s, the McDonald's only focused on the US market. They didn't go abroad the other countries, and their name is the first name is not McDonald, is called Dick and McDonald. So it's very long and complicated. So, but after the 1968, the McDonald created a global department, and they use the Big Mac globally. Now it's McDonald. The market capital is they have totally they have 33,000 stores and branches globally, and their capital market is around 100 billion US dollars. So it's a very huge company. Outside the US, there are many different countries, and how to manage in their industry in different cultures. We choose their example in India. So the Indian they opened the first store in New Delhi, and because India is a diversified country, like even more than China, and like Chinese, India also is a developing country, and they have more than they have the Hindus and Muslim, Sikh, Christian, even Buddhism. So it's very difficult to manage the food, because some people some people don't eat pork and beef. Even some people don't eat meat. So how to manage their business is the next problem, because India also the population is huge. So the middle class and the rich people is growing very fast. So the challenge is how to make money from those people. For McDonald is very important. This is American style, because in US the McDonald, their stores open beside the highway, and not like China. You can see there are many stores in the urban cities, so it's very different. Here is the picture about the McDonald's expansion in globally. They gradually expansion around the world. Currently, India they have they have 280 stores and franchise. They also create a new the India version is called Maharamak. So it's very different. The next turn is
Now we talk about why would McDonald's choose India. Actually, there have several reasons. First of all, we know the Indian population is large, and in 2013, the India's population reached 1.2 billion. It is 4 times that of the United States, and almost the same as China. Second, we know India's economy is growing stronger. In 2006, India has achieved an 8.6% GDP growth. So the middle class, the population is rising quickly. You can see from the chart, in 2005, the middle class population is 55 million, and in 2015, the middle class will reach 256 million. And by 2025, the middle class population will reach 586. So, the middle class forms the backbone of the Indian market. We think the Indian market, the potential of Indian market are huge. Thirdly, the McDonald's are taking steps to attract young people in India because they think the young people pursue the American culture and lifestyle. They like the American culture and lifestyle. Among the young people in India, the American is associated as the good life and success. So, we think the Indian market is attractive and opportunities are huge.
Thanks, Lucy. And I'm going to cover 2 parts: the Indians' eating culture and the Indians' perceptions against the U.S. culture. So, among the Indian people, the majority of the Indian people, they believe in Hinduism. The percentage is about 80%, around 80%. And the second majority is they are Muslims. That percentage is around 10%. And the rest of the people, they believe in